guess we might as well get it kicked off. Everybody please stand for this pledge. The United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom Dixon. Tom Dixon.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Jeffrey Gallaher.
Here.
Tom Brink.
Here.
Mike Smith. Or Mike Pa.C.S.
You have it. Yeah, a little function. Okay.
You still have to make a decision on that. Which one is she recommending? Is it? I'm just posting.
We have a motion to approve minutes for February and April. I know you wanted to amend some, well, let's do April's first. We have a motion to approve April's minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to file an objection under 65-701.1 C.
Hold on, let me write that down. What's this now?
Any person can file an objection under Title 65, 701.1 C. And I'd like it to be a matter of record that I'm filing an objection in your administration for February 19th meeting that I feel is unlawful.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I take it into consideration, but I spoke to,
I just want it to be a matter of record.
so. We're gonna approve February's, or April's minutes first.
Make that motion.
Jeff Gallaher makes the motion. Second. Mike Cossack seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, now February's minutes.
That was the one with the amendment. Turn on showed that we didn't vote. Was that changed?
So Jeff, no, so you can amend it. We can make an amendment to the minutes, but we have to approve them.
Well, you make the amendment, and then you turn on after that, you can approve the amended minutes.
That's
We
right.
have to approve the amendment first, the way I understand it. So Jeff Gallaher motions to amend the vote to bring Ricky back.
Yeah, but it was just the turn on to classify that we didn't get a vote.
So
It was put in here at 3-2. It's just turn on say no vote. So you want to read it? I can read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Said Tom Brink motions for Vicki Johnston to turn on come back, work at IMA if she wants to, and that the board members can come to an agreement. Dan Smith seconds, and Mike Cossack, not all in favor, is what it said.
So you want to amend the,
It was 3-0, but 2 members didn't get to vote.
2 members didn't get the vote. So you're making a motion to amend that 2 members didn't get the vote. Is there a second? I don't know if you can hear me.
Bonk. Aye.
Is there, Jeff, you want to explain to him, Jeff? So
We're making an amendment that we didn't get to vote.
I heard the amendment, yeah.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Aye.
Okay, Tom Dixon, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Are you opposed? Motion doesn't carry, sorry. So anyhow, on that note, we need to approve the minutes for February. So we need aside from Jeff's amendment, is there a motion to approve that? No? No motion? Okay. No motion, I don't know how that works, but we'll figure that out too, so, moving on. Public comments. Don Morrison, you're number one.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna say is I've been accused of taking documents and records out of the IMA file. I was on the IMA board for 16 years. I served that board as secretary, treasurer, and attended all meetings and took meetings for 50 minutes. The vital documents that I have been accused of denying anyone to see can be obtained by anyone. I am planning, and God willing, to do it, a history of the IRVONA Water Authority. And that's where I get my information, is from all documents. Now, my next question is, how much money is in this hydrant fund? I have a IMA, and they had a rental fee for hydrants with IMA. So there should be money in the fund for the hydrants. And I'm requesting a financial report for April from the Secretary Treasurer. How much was brought in, how much was spent, how much was spent on late fees, if the bills are paid on time, and how much money is in account to buy filters. What's the present balance in all our BCI boards? Here's a detailed financial report for each meeting of all the bills and all the bills paid out. It's right there in front of me, you can read it. Some of the latest bills sent out are still not correct. BCI has the same program and has never had any problems. How much money has been lost since November due to bills being estimated, credits being given to everyone, postage expense for double bills and all that? Is there enough money coming in the month to pay each bill? Does the Vision Press notice? Oh, did anyone notice that the Vision Press refers to his occupational auto-visual equipment as real people? A little odd. As for putting people on Vicari Township on the IMA board, we had a chairman from Vicari Township on there, and he didn't do much for the board, for the IMA. And I also have a paper here, if anybody wants to read it, where Bosevich was boosted to another, she was boosted, fired from another. If anybody wants to read it, she was fired. And the hydrants, I have a thing here for the hydrants, and that's my question.
Don, I have a quick question. You say they do have a special fund for their hydrant fees?
Yeah, they should have.
No, I mean, the PCI, I was asking. You said,
Oh, yeah.
You said
We
you
do.
You do?
Yeah.
Is there two pledget fees, one for like pledget, is it labeled pledget hydrant, and then one just pledget?
I've only ever done one.
I don't remember the one thing there. I know there's a pleasure fund in there.
And how much money's still in that?
That's
I have that.
$18,160.72.
Good.
Yeah. We have some account balances here too.
Pardon?
I have some account balances here.
Okay, I'll take that later.
Could he repeat that amount that,
$18,160.72.
and that's in the hydrant fees?
That's in collision.
Pledge it for the hydrant fees. Thank you.
Sorry, Don, is that all?
No, well, yeah, for right now, I'd probably find something else.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. McCusker, you had your hand up.
I'd like to give a rebuttal to one part of what she said. Mr. Carl Lubnick did more in 2.5 years on that board than you did in your 15.
Hey. I don't
Kiss
think-
my rear end.
Listen, we're not gonna start playing games and stuff like that.
Records prove it,
Thank you, Mr. President.
I don't wanna,
and thank you. That's all I want to say. She had her say, I wanted mine on it. Man needed defending.
I get it. I don't wanna see nothing going back and forth. Go ahead, you have your hand up.
Okay, I have two things.
Okay.
Number one, thank you for moving my pet. It's like a blessing. It was a blessing. Number two, I have a question. The guys that get certified, you guys pay for them to get certified. Do they have to stay and work so long, or do they have to pay that back if they quit? I know most companies, if you pay for their license,
I can answer that
You have
for you. It
to-
was 2 years and I lasted over two, it was 2.5.
I just was asking that.
I know,
That's all. I
but-
was
Oh,
asking.
yeah.
I was asking.
Did you just get you're gonna
Because
get
he just
yours
got his.
It's not mine in.
I'm just curious, that's all.
2 years?
Sorry, I'm just curious.
No, that's fine. That
That was it, that's all I was asking.
I want to just say something to
Michelle.
Michelle Babylon. I apologize for not getting the stone moved. It's on the task for the first thing tomorrow morning, so our guys
Well,
will
it
be
was good that
there.
it rained, because it kind of like really put it
yeah.
down. And it was done the right way this time, with stone instead of.
Last week was
dirt.
hectic, but I wanted to apologize to you that
No,
we didn't get back to clean it up at least.
That's fine. At least it got done.
Tracy had something to say?
Yeah, I checked my mail Saturday, and I got a letter in the mail with no return address. And I don't know if I'm the only one who got one of these, or anybody else got one, but I read it different times. And I think I'm gonna let you read it, because this should concern every,
You asked?
yeah, if you will.
Thank you. That was long.
I don't know. Correct.
Was
I tried to,
was it signed, Mr. Chairman?
there's no,
There's no return address or nothing on it.
If there was anybody in those files over there, they shouldn't have been in the IMA files. I have been on that BCI file since 1992. I have yet to go in the back in where the girls work and go through
It says Jerry, it just
The
says,
only people in the.
IMA
in there
customers.
is-
Thank you.
So I think they're not using it right over there. They're not taking care of it the way it should be.
I didn't get a letter. I didn't get a letter.
do you want to copy this? Did anybody else get one of these?
We're asking if anyone else got one, I didn't.
Can the secretary make copies so I can get that back to you?
What's that?
In the,
No, I'll let Tom, the board
Or
director,
Tom.
You want me to
copy,
take-
but,
I could make a copy and put it with the files. I can
yeah,
take a
but I'm not going to give everybody, let everybody
Take a
make
picture
copies.
of it right now.
What's that?
I can take a picture of it and give it right back.
No, no, I'll give it to him.
Okay.
Any other public comments? Before we move on.
I'm gonna open my.
Yeah, if you're fine.
Good question.
Sure.
All right, now he just got his license.
Yeah. Well,
What?
he submitted the paperwork.
What's the protocol as far as upping his pay or whatever?
We're probably gonna discuss that in an executive session.
Okay. And another thing too, is everybody keeps going on about how the theft of water and everything. Well, the big solution for that would be a pit, a meter pit. Because when he's done with the water, you slap a lock on that baby and you can't get no water out of it.
Yeah, we discussed that with Ron, and we're working on that too.
And then there's no
No question.
question.
I get it.
Slap a lock on it, and you guys are the only one with the key.
Good.
One person has a
Good
key.
good point. Daughter,
Do you want this, or you want me to make a
You
copy?
can give it to me.
Make sure I get that.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to officially thank the board for your engineer, that he's going to take the blockade away from my doors so that I can get into my property.
Okay.
And I thank the engineers and the workers for giving me a truckload of dirt, which they said they're not allowed to push into the wetlands, but I can.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a right to know request, and I've been patient on it.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to get it, then from tonight, I have 15 days to file an appeal with the Open Records Office.
I'll take the heat for that, because I was just busy. I didn't get a chance to sign it yet, so it should be good to go now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I'll take the heat for that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If the wire company comes before
Go ahead. Sorry, Mrs. Gribble. Go ahead.
the board for money for hydrants, will they be turned down again?
I can't answer for the board, but I can say I
Well,
support.
they were turned down before and swore at.
Yeah,
we didn't turn them down, we're looking into
yeah,
it.
we tabled it
Oh,
last
it was
week.
before.
Yeah, we're trying to get,
It was another one.
trying to get something
And
through
he
the,
wasn't even a board member, he was an employee.
we're trying to get something through the water board and the borough, and maybe see if there's some kind of a grant
Well,
out there.
I don't mean to cut you off, Tom. I did a little research on that, and BCI did pay for it. I've noticed all the ones in BCI, on BCI's system have those fittings. So I went over and spoke to the people at BCI about that, and they did purchase those. Now, they didn't go out and spend $10,000 to replace them, to upgrade them all to that at one time. They bought a couple here and there over time. So that, I guess that's kind of my recommendation to the board, but I can't make
Yeah,
that
that's
decision.
I believe we was gonna talk to Victoria too, wasn't we?
Yeah, but like I say, you know, after I did the recharge a hydrant fee,
Yeah, we got 16.
we,
I sent something to you, Tom, there.
about that YouTube.
Is there anyone here from the fire department?
They were over there on that.
No, he left.
We'll have to
We'll talk to
show
him again in the meeting. There's a, Hycon makes an adjustment assembly that should be able to hook on there without the quick connect.
Okay.
Dave was on when I talked to him before the meeting, he said it's full time. Did you check?
Yeah, but you
the
need
price?
one.
Yeah, he said they also turn on and talk to whoever their supplier is, and he said they only last about a year.
Oh, okay. I don't know how long they last.
So,
I thought that might be an option because they only needed one. They put it on the hose and they can hook up to any hydrant at that
I
point.
think they have some of those.
Okay.
And what I got out of when they were talking about, they'd like to have it all the same, that anybody comes in can hook on when there's a fire. or-
That was the idea behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And we also got more hydrants shot that needs, if we replace them, we should update it.
Well, I thought Leo told me David that has.
23.
Yeah, those are his contracts here.
Did you have something
There's
else,
three, and they're
Don?
on.
Oh,
Julie's
93.
channel.
23.
Okay.
Not
This-
right now.
Mrs. Redbaum, I saw you had your hand up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Did
Go
you have
ahead.
something? You
No,
have something else?
no,
Oh,
I'm done right now.
Go ahead,
okay.
Mrs. Redbaum.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Last meeting, 3 of the board members, and Dan isn't here tonight, voted against equal representation for McCary Township. Could I ask why? You guys really didn't give a reason, and you didn't have to vote because you are the chairman. Chairman cannot vote, motion, you know, you can't do any of that.
Actually, I think I can.
You can do the tiebreaker, that is all.
Well,
What do we do?
No, you can vote.
You don't have any rules here.
Well, not the chairman. The chairman can only be the tiebreaker.
Maybe I'll do that.
The chairman can only be the tiebreaker. You can't tell somebody to motion, you can't make a motion, but anyway,
yeah, anyhow.
I get that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mike, since you're the only one here, but you did vote because you were the tiebreaker for that. Why don't you want any more people on there from McCary Township?
Because it was, when this was started by IRVONA Borough. McCary Township had nothing in it. All
Okay,
they did was start selling water to people in McCary
so
Township.
we're customers, correct?
They are now, yeah.
Okay,
They had
so
nothing to do with,
that was how many years ago? How many years ago?
well, that's what it was whenever it was put up.
Absolutely, but times have changed. There's more representation from Beccaria than there is
No, it
Arvona.
was not.
How many customers are in Beccaria? Do you know that?
Actually,
182
How many is in
in
Arvona?
Arvona. 380 some in Beccaria, almost
Did you, Mr. Chairman, did you see
And
this?
how many are in Arvona?
182?
Okay,
that was,
there you go. Had I had equal, because not, Mike, and nothing, you know, you know my situation. I've been here since January. I've been asking for 2.5 years. Not once have any of Dan, you're new, you have no idea what's going on. Give me, Jeff was at my house when he was an employee there. Donald was at my house when he worked there. Not one of you have reached out and said, Kelly, has your problem been fixed? Have you?
No, I just figured.
Then what is the board's purpose?
Oh, no, when are you going?
well, actually,
I
lives in
don't think
Beccaria
you guys have
Township.
on it.
No.
Yeah, I'm from Beccaria Township, sorry, I can't get on there.
there is.
Now, X me off because I don't know what the deal is. Because
I'll get on.
As your situation,
equal representation, but if you're on, and if your water pressure was low, what do you think you'd be doing here? If you had no water pressure, what would you be
Oh,
doing?
I would be, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm from Beccaria, so I'll get on.
Well, then you don't have a problem, then what do you even, like, why not?
Does anybody know what the water
Everybody
pressure
wants
is
to
with the
spring
neighborhood?
Beccaria for it?
Ryan has addressed it. Nothing, he walked into a mess. He walked into a rat's nest. No offense. I am sorry that Vicky lost her job. Absolutely sorry. And that's nothing I can do about that. But you guys are running a business.
amen.
You guys have spent too much time focusing on why an employee was let go. Mike, do you think for 1 minute your employer in the day would have come back and got you back on the job if you got fired? Do you think that for 1
I don't
minute?
have an employee.
Did you ever have an employer?
No,
Your brother?
I work for him.
Okay, but say you did. Tracy, you worked for the state. They fired you. Do you think everybody in the community would come
They
together and
didn't
say,
fire me.
if they did?
Oh,
If
okay.
it was for unjust reasons, yeah, they would stick up behind them, probably.
What do you think PennDOT would do? Sorry for your luck. lost their job. But that is not my concern. And that is taking over, excuse
Is
me,
there
I'm
any of
speaking.
your neighbors that have low pressure?
Objection.
Yes,
Please, listen, let's calm down here.
yes,
I
okay,
want to say
so,
something before anybody else says anything. Tilly, we had a talk today, we will be out next week. I did Michelle's because it was a quicker job.
I understand
We're gonna
that.
investigate
That I
it.
understand
Starting
completely.
Tuesday, Monday's a holiday.
But
we'll be out on
again,
Tuesday.
you're picking up the reins.
Yeah.
This should have been taken care of 2.5 years ago.
Yes.
And I'm getting annoyed, because the board did not go back for me. The customer, the paying customer. Did you? Did you? Tom, you had more.
Actually, I've been, you can ask Brian, we've been communicating about this.
Right, but I've been waiting a long time, and I told you guys I was being patient. I think I've been patient enough. Not against, nothing against you
But
guys.
there is more concerns here than just, I agree with you, there's more concerns here than just.
Oh, absolutely, I've been to every meeting, I've seen the concerns that we're focusing on.
This goes beyond.
Enough.
We're not gonna argue back.
I'm gonna address this right now. This board, for the past 7 years, has turned around and tried to work. You might not like it, Jerry, I hope you get this on video.
Turn what?
This board has tried to work,
Oh, okay.
but one person or two people turned around and stood in the way. Stuff could not get done. I'm glad to see people turn around and show up and like to point fingers and bitch and carry on. Sorry for my language. Get it together.
Well,
Tim was on this board because he lives on top of a hill. If there's no water in IRVONA, he's the first one to turn around and find out. Me too. You too.
well,
Best interest at heart here.
You gotta.
You might like her, you might like a lot of people.
listen.
You
But
gotta
work
so
with
you
them.
can get
Calm
water.
down, calm
Well,
down.
I'm just,
And
it needs to be
That's right, because you can only hear one side of the story. I love that about you.
I have seen,
Well, nobody else will tell their other side
I
of the
have
story.
seen.
Give me 2 years. If that's the statute of limitation, give me 2 years. You come to my place and sit
There was
right
a
down.
previous meeting, I said, let's hear your side.
I can't tell you, Tracy, I can't tell you.
They are under oath by the board, they are representing us.
No, this has nothing to do with the secretary. This, what he's talking about, we can talk about.
I hear both sides of the story, but nobody's saying it.
But again, they have legal obligation. I've been on the board before. You have legal obligation.
There is-
These guys have legal obligation. I must respect you, not an easy job. But you're here to do a job for the IMA.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. I'm seeing that. But fighting against each other and not having equal representation, having checks and balances, I'm seeing lots of other things too, and I'm not liking it.
Thank you.
I got a
Thank you.
rebuttal for
What that?
Michelle. You said about meter pits for everybody, correct? All right.
Oh, I didn't want a meter pit.
I know you didn't. And you got it because it was a compliant space, correct?
Yeah.
That's what they claimed it, yes.
Yes.
We the rules and regulations turn out to state that a new customer needs to abide by the rules and regulations and they have to get a meter pit.
Okay.
We also made a motion that if a property changes hands, it's trying to do the same thing.
Okay.
It's only a motion. There was never an amendment. There was nothing ever changed. It was never put in the rules and regulations. It was enforced partially to certain.
So what does it have to do with anything?
All of our bylaws, our rules and regulations, everything needs completely redone.
Okay.
That's it.
But I'm just saying, I've seen the truck, and I've seen everything else go up to your house. I've seen the plow truck go up to your house when it
A little
snowed.
bit.
I understand you live up there, but you plowed your own driveway. That's company vehicle.
I was on call that winter.
Yeah, it's company vehicle, you shouldn't have been using it on your property.
What about?
What about backup there?
It was parked up there so the windows and stuff didn't flash up. See, I have a skid steer. What do I need a backhoe for?
Let's
I like you pointing your finger. That's great.
Let's move on here. Are you done? I'm sorry.
I've had before by
Is there any reason why, then my question really never got answered, only Mike's here, so,
because you were.
why don't you want equal people in there? Why don't you want people?
already answered you on that.
What did you say?
Because whenever it was started, it was started by a people. The people from McHenry Township, I don't know, I don't care.
If there would have been two authorities.
We aren't in the dark ages.
Well, whenever they're incorporated, if they start out and they're like BCI is, it was
They don't know how to take my money.
McHenry, Coalport, IRVONA. That's how it was made when it was started. This was started on IRVONA Water.
And that's great. I appreciate our bottled water. I appreciate it very, very much. But I don't appreciate not, like, 2.5 years ago, this should have been taken care of. I shouldn't even have to be at these meetings now, because it shouldn't have been my problem. Nothing that these guys did.
Right.
They just walked into a bee's nest, literally. But you guys really need to take the customer's interest at heart. I've been here every meeting. I've seen what's going on. I don't go to meetings, I don't have time, but I'm coming and I'm not liking what I'm seeing, because I don't feel like you guys are there for me, for the customer. Michelle, she had a thing put in her driveway, and she had to have it put there. I don't understand water stuff. I understand about water pits. I have a meter,
They put it dead center in my driveway so everybody could run over it, and when they filled the dirt,
and I get that.
they put dirt, so it broke, and then they're like, well, it's your responsibility, not mine.
I get that, see, and you can, but I'm not here because, unfortunately, employees like that I cannot have any control. Even if my husband was like, oh, I don't think I'd be running around town saying, hey, get his door back, because, I wasn't there, and I don't know the reasons why. You guys know the reasons why. You can't say them. I get that, you're the board, but it's time to put it to rest. Let's take care of the problems at hand. Let's take care of what needs taken care of. Make sure the water's safe. Make sure employees are doing their jobs. Make sure nobody's harassing nobody. Get it taken care of.
Very well said.
And I'm not just attacking you, Mike. I'm not attacking you. I just wanted to know why. Because I consider you, I know you all my life. I consider you guys people that would care and take care of situations instead of keeping going on and on and on.
Why do you want more board members on there from Vicaria?
More board members, period.
The law states that.
Free. Nothing is ever gonna get settled. Get another IRVONA one, like 2 more Vicaria, 2 more, I don't care. I think there needs to be more checks and balances. Checks and balances. It needs to be, I've been on a board, so you have to have so many from a part of this, so many from a part of this. I was on the medical center board. They had to have so many patients. They had to have so many non-patients. You have to have equal representation. Now that's federal.
That's the law.
FHACQ. That is under bylaw, that's the way it needs to represent. What bylaw is this under? Like, did you guys just pull stuff out of your hat?
It's just funny that nothing like this was said until all this started to happen.
True.
Nobody gave a crap who was on the board.
I know, Dawn, very well. He's at my house, he saw the
That board was closed for almost 3 years and never said go.
Well,
What was closed?
And how about the other board members?
No,
The other board members.
When you can't go to any store, you can't go to the gas station, and people coming to you and giving their version of everything, that's when it started.
I don't know what that is.
Well, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but the information you get in the grocery store, you might as well just put it out there in the garbage can. Seriously. Facebook, you know what, don't. Drama. The drama, this is ridiculous to me, immature. I'm not here about the drama, I'm here about a paying customer that needs a job done, and I would appreciate it if they got it done. Listening to somebody in the store bend your ear, they sucks you right in. Seriously, that's not the place for gossip. If you didn't gossip, none of this would have gone anywhere. Am I right?
Yeah, but if somebody's using your equipment.
I don't even know what you're talking about equipment. All I know is that equipment should be in my house.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Tracy,
You don't know everything.
You're hearing things first. I'm tired of you accusing it. Keep slandering, go for it.
All I want to know is
He slandered
why are you against equal
He
representation?
slandered me years ago.
I get what you're saying.
When he was on the school bus, he went into the.
When he was a child on the school
Yeah,
bus,
he's still the same person. He's still the same person.
Maturity.
Hopefully you guys
We're the same
want
person.
equal representation.
Whatever.
Free from the area, free from our board.
We might get to that someday.
And hey, if you want me to be on the board, I'll gladly do it, but I don't think you'd like it.
We might get to that someday.
I think you ought to have women on the board, absolutely.
I'm all for that.
I'm not nothing against men, and I think, you guys are the backbone of a lot of
I
things,
think,
but
well, the thing is, 6 months ago, you couldn't get anybody to come on this board.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's true, I
That
don't
is
think you
true.
could, because I was kind of, you guys were kind of, nobody, there was no action maybe, I don't know. have no idea.
It's just a thankless job. is what everybody really-
Well, everybody has, it is thankless, I get it.
Everybody has their own thing going on.
True. Thank you.
I never missed a meeting the whole time I was on that board, and I kept the minutes. I don't care what Bill Custer says, I did a lot.
I know you don't miss the borough meeting minutes.
And, in order for the Perry Township to be on there, they have to be on, incorporated to two, to be there, and that's why they're not on there.
Yeah, I know, I spoke to. Yeah, I know, I had the solicitor research and all that, so.
I mean, it's all legal.
Did you have something to say there? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Jeff's wife.
Yes, I sure do. I'll come to that, it's okay, because apparently it's condoned up there that name calling is okay. It's okay for certain employees to name call. What's that?
I don't like it.
I know, but apparently it's okay for certain employees to name call board members and defamatize them even more, so just. I again am speaking on behalf and representing a group of IMA customers that have concerns about issues that have been ongoing, concerns that we are discussing right here tonight. This is exactly the problem. There's a vast amount of customers expressing concerns, but they are too afraid to come and voice them in fear that they will be the next one to face the retaliation. We, the customers, just want to see the function and the growth of the water system being addressed rather than personal agendas being the focus. Joining a board is a choice. For most people, it's viewed as a civic duty or responsibility to a community. When you join a board, you work as a team. Respect, cooperation, collaboration are essential. Nobody should be there to outshine the other or receive personal gain. Negativity and attitude can derail the organization's growth. The first question that a board member should ask themselves is, what is their fiduciary duty? The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines fiduciary duty as a duty obligating the fiduciary to act with loyalty and honesty in a manner consistent with the best interests of the beneficiary of the fiduciary relationship. In general, a fiduciary has three main responsibilities. Duty of care. Board members must exercise responsible care in overseeing the organization's financial and operational activities. Although designated from day-to-day affairs, they should understand its mission, programs and structure, make informed decisions, and consult others, including outside experts when appropriate. Duty of loyalty. Board members must act solely in the best interest of the organization and its constituents, and not for personal gain. Duty of obedience. Board members must act in accordance with the organization's mission, character, and bylaws, and any applicable state and federal laws. Board members who violate these duties must be held personally liable for any financial harm that the organization may suffer as a result. Each board has a fiduciary duty to act in the best interest of the organization they represent with every decision that it takes and makes. Title 15 of the PA Code also goes on to state, in Statute 5712, Standard of Care, Justifiable Reliance and Business Judgment Rule. The general role under A director of a nonprofit corporation shall stand in a fiduciary relation to the corporation and shall perform the duties of a director, including the duties of a member and any committee of the board upon which the director may serve. In good faith, in a manner the director reasonably believes to be in the best interest of the corporation, and such care, including the skill and diligence that a person of ordinary prudence would use similar circumstances and reasonable inquiry into those issues required by the statutes of the Commonwealth to be considered in the circumstances of those interests, the factors listed in section 5715A or 5716A. A1, justifiable reliance. In performing the duties of a director and satisfying the requirements of subsection D, a director is entitled to rely in good faith on information, opinions, reports, or statements, including financial statements and other financial data, in each case prepared or presented by any of the following. One or more officers or employees of the corporation or an affiliate of the corporation whom the director believes to be reliable and competent of the matters presented. 2, counsel, public accountants, or other persons in matters which the director reasonably believes to be within the professional or expert competence of each person. 3, a committee of the board upon which the director does not serve, duly designed in accordance with law as to matters within the designated authority, which committee the director reasonably believes to merit competence. And B, this is a good one, effective actual knowledge. A director is not considered to be acting in good faith under subsection A1 if the director has actual knowledge concerning the matter that causes the director to believe reliance is unwarranted. Numerous community members have reached out to multiple investigating agencies over these issues that have arisen over the past several months. If any board member has any doubts about the scope of the situation, you should be warned that if any investigation finds any criminal wrongdoing, all parties involved in collusion with any of the previous or recent arbitrary motions and actions can't be held personally liable and will not be covered under the authority board's insurance. We community members have been repeatedly asking and requesting that the board look into hire an outside firm to complete a forensic audit. All of the investigating agencies have also that we have contacted have stated that a forensic audit and an IT audit needs done, and they were very perplexed as to why one had not already been completed. Each of you should fully review and assess your fiduciary rights to all of the IMA customers you represent. Motion should not be taken or voted upon until after a full investigation and audit is complete. If a board is divided, which this definitely seems to be the case amongst the community as well, nothing will get done if each person only focuses on personal interest. When each board member enters the meeting, they need to remember that they represent the entire membership and need to put aside their feelings in order to act for the betterment of the organization. The IMA board is a governing body authorized by law to serve its customers, advance its mission, and to make the best use of its resources. We, your membership and customers, expect results from this leadership team. Like I said, there is such a divide between the board, the community, and that is exactly where the problem is. It needs to be shut down. It needs to be tied together. We literally need to come together instead of this continuing to go on. And yes, I am standing up for my husband because I am tired of him being scrutinized every time. He cares. He truly, truly cares. He knows his stuff and he truly cares, and he is there for the betterment of this organization the entire time. Whether some of you have been told otherwise or believe otherwise, that is the honest to God's truth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the record, Mr. Chairman, in the letter from the solicitor, she is willing to write a resolution to change the articles of incorporation. Is that true?
I have to reread that. I think there is something in there about that.
Yeah, she stated, I have a copy of the letter.
I mean, I can't quote it word for word, but
The solicitor for IRVONA Borough, Mr. Repack, many years ago, 2016, stated the fact that the IMA or TIMA is a partnership with Beccaria Township and IRVONA Borough.
what year was that?
I think it was 2016. I sent you a copy of that.
Yeah, I think I remember.
It's in there. It's the advice of counsel, and it's a legal document, and it was purported to the Pennsylvania Ethics Commission. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
In order for the Cary Township to put people on that board, they have to be incorporated with IRVONA.
No.
No,
It's right there.
no.
It says right in your bylaws that there must be at least one member from Beccaria Township. That doesn't mean
There is
there
one
can't be
member
more.
from Beccaria Township.
That doesn't mean there can't be more.
That's right.
But there is one.
But it says not less than one.
We're looking for equity.
It says not less than one. That doesn't mean there can't be two. That doesn't mean there can't be three.
Can I just say one thing? Kelly read Holmes' comments. The one sentence that I took out of there is that there needs to be equal representation for everybody, right? Ms. Gallaher's comments, more of the same. You're right, we want equal. What makes you think, anyone in this room, that if they add two positions onto this board, that everyone's gonna get along? You guys can't sit in a meeting tonight and get along.
That is very true.
Right? The people that aren't here aren't gonna be on the board, they don't care. So we have 12 people here that care, right, enough to show up to a meeting. You guys are a community.
What are the requirements to be a board member?
I think you have to move that.
You have to agree.
The one thing that I'll say,
You just have knowledge of
is you guys do need to come together as a community.
They want to extend it.
Every one of these board members will sit here and tell you that I don't pick a side. I'll tell Tom, Jeff, Brink, Mike, how I feel.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you guys coming and bringing these issues up, but the rumor mill runs rampant, right? People live in the past. Come together as a community as one and do better for everyone and don't have an agenda. That's not only for these guys up here, but that's for the people in the room too.
Amen.
I agree.
CCI has 3 board members, IRVONA, Colport, Plains.
Only because they're all 3 incorporating members.
Yeah, and there's three board members from each one, and there's 9 members. I'm the only board member from IRVONA, nobody wants to sit on there.
You're right, Don, nobody wants to step forward. And in my naivety, I believe that the board took care of things. They took care of things, and I never questioned them. I just always thought you guys would take care of it, and it'd be good. If I brought my problem to you, you'd take care of it. Brought it to you 2.5 years ago. It's not taken care of. And you and Casey, I don't know if Mike was on there 2.5 years ago, I don't even know. And to be honest, I didn't even know who was on the board. The community should become enlightened of the job that you guys do. They should become enlightened and have a little more respect for what you guys represent to us. Because they do not, they're naive. I was really naive. I had my water, you guys took care of it, never questioned it. So I didn't have any water. And then I questioned it. Just saying that, because I do appreciate the board. It's not an easy job.
I want to elaborate on that real quick because I see Carl raising his hand. Carl and I had a conversation today, and a lot of times, it's not only water, but it's any utility. Everyone in this room, myself included, take it for granted.
Absolutely.
Until it's not there. And then the fingers get pointed at these people up here.
Yeah, you guys have a whipping post.
And there's a guy down there who's young and learning, but he shows up for work. He has some learning to do, he has some growing to do, but he cares. And there's fingers still being pointed at him. Again, we gotta stop picking a side and picking apart and growing as one, what we do. Myself included, I'll take the scrutiny there.
We're glad you're here.
Yes.
We're glad you're here.
Go ahead, Carl.
Well, but as you mentioned, by putting more board members on, why do you think they'll get along? Well, they won't. Congress doesn't get along. I mean, it's just the facts of life. You're gonna have difference of opinion and stuff like that. That's no reason to deny you get more board members.
Thank you, Carl.
I'm
And,
not taking a side on adding or not adding. I'm just saying.
that's never gonna happen.
Whether it's these 5 or whether it's 50 more.
But you gotta get rid of the pettiness and the stuff. Well, this happened 30 years ago, IRVONA incorporated this, and that's why we wanna keep control. That's childish.
Yes.
That is petty. That is infantile.
Time to let go of the reins.
That doesn't, your dog walked through my yard 40 years ago, so I'm still mad at you. It's the headbutting between Colport, IRVONA, and Beccaria Township.
Yes.
Just because IRVONA started this how many years ago, does not mean that they have an iron fist control over it, or should. I mean, if you want to be, represent the people in an equitable and quality manner, you've got to look at how many customers you have, how much revenue is coming in from each group, and adjust your thinking accordingly.
Another thing too is, Nicole keeps thinking that I have this out for Jeff. No, I don't have it out for Jeff. Jeff just pissed me off when he came and dug the thing and the backhoe hydraulic oil went all over, never said a word, and then just nonchalant, come off, with his, it was like, seriously? I have never been mean to the 2 of you, ever, never. I have never said anything about the way you fly down the hill, but that's okay.
But you are now. You've continued this entire meeting, you've continued bringing up things from whenever he was a child, and this is exactly what we're talking about.
You have to have I have no animosity. He had a very piss poor attitude, is what he had. Not showing this whatever.
We're gonna move on. We do gotta move on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Everybody's concerned and comments, I really do. Go ahead.
Just input. Just input.
Previous required with respect to the water system to the issuing of $265,000 water revenue bonds dated 1955.
Well, I wasn't.
So what?
So, is there any other public comments that isn't gonna start an argument?
Thank you for allowing us to speak.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Okay, so, did you have something?
No, I just appreciate allowing people
Yeah,
to speak.
Everybody has an opinion. Engineers report. Mr. Leo. That's you.
Okay, CNR began work, they started on May 6th. They started at the intersection of Hemlock and Hopkins Street. They installed a 8-inch water line across South Whitmer Run and the wetlands. They also installed 8-inch water line along Swank Street, up to Stone Street, and along St. Lawrence Road up to Shortcut Road. They're currently working along Shortcut Road. They also installed a temporary tie-in at Hemlock Street and Hopkins Street. As of the end of last week, they had approximately 3,300 linear feet of pipe installed. And looking forward, they're going to continue along Shortcut Road and then on to Market Street.
Everything's on schedule?
Actually, it's going faster than I thought it would.
Can I show you a picture? I look up the Hemlock Street over there. I guess where they dug it up and there was water in it.
Is that over by your place?
Yeah, I'll put it there.
Right there?
Yeah,
Right there.
right
Is
there where they
that
dug
the
it.
stop sign? I know where you're talking.
I just thought you should know there's water in here, so it's not draining.
Where at?
That's Hemlock and
Which street?
Hemlock
Oh,
and
yeah.
Coop Up Road. That intersection, there's water.
Did you see it in the end? Did you
Okay.
see what
Just so you know, I just thought you should know, because
Okay.
it probably needs looked at.
All right, thank you. We will look at it.
So,
I think after you're all finished with piping, they're gonna change that drain right there.
I know the borough's talking about doing that.
Yeah.
We've done that, yeah.
Brian, with this going on, are we under boil advisory? Because I know my water is white.
There's still boil advisories implemented for Hopkins Street and Swank Street. So I want to add on to Leo's point, the contractors hit 2 lines last week. We had to change some valving around and issue boils to those lines that were
My water looks like that.
depressurized. So one of those things is there's going to be a lot of air in the lines. There might be,
I didn't know if we run your boil or not.
when we change
I didn't
valves,
get
change
it.
flow rates, change water direction, it can stir the system up. It shouldn't last. We have been experiencing low pressure last week. I think those had all went away. There was maybe about a dozen calls. How many calls, Casey? 16 calls? 15, 16 calls from low pressure last week when they hit that line. Our guys tried to react as quickly as possible to get it isolated and get people back in water. I'm hoping to lift the boil advisories tomorrow for the 2 homes on Hopkins Street. And Dan, how many homes were on Swank?
7 or 8.
There were 7 or 8 homes on Swank. We're waiting those test results right now in hopes of lifting that tomorrow.
I have a question about his report, am I allowed?
Yeah, I don't see the problem, man.
Leo, you said 3,600 feet of pipe?
33.
33. That's, I know not all in line and such, but on the big straight lines, and there, where it went across the wetlands, is there any type of flow meter or surge meter or sensor that's put into that, and valves along the way? Are they set at like 600-800 feet or
There's
something?
going to be valves on each side. There's going to be a valve at Hopkins, Hemlock and Hopkins intersection, and then a valve on Swank Street, right at the edge of Larson's property.
And on the long run up over St. Lawrence, you have valves intermittently?
Yeah.
Do you have any T's set off for places where they might build for like future, like a hydrant? You guys doing any of that, or?
We did not put any Ts in for future development.
I'm just curious, I thought maybe as you were progressing, homeowners, landowners might have approached you. I was kind of curious on that to see if,
Nobody's approached that I'm aware of, so.
because while putting them in, it's time to get on.
We did add one fire hydrant though on Shortcut and
We
St.
had a
Martin.
fire, yes.
Or the mini boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I thought you were talking about Ts for.
Well, for future valve, but
Right.
you did add a hydrant up in the Shortcut area?
Yes.
Excellent, okay, good.
There's also gonna be what, two 6-inch flow meters for leak detection.
Right. Well, two flow meters to monitor for leak detection. One is going to be up at the corner Shortcut, and the other one's going to be over on Crestview Street.
I like that, thank you. Thank you for your time.
That's what I thought. Okay, Ryan, you're up, operator's report.
All right, operating report May 2024. The plant produced a total of 2,771,000 gallons in the month of April. The reservoir is full and overflowing. The air compressor that I asked for has been installed, and I think there were invoices paid for Casco and Maher Electric. Casco's total was $9,788.91. And I did not see the bill from Maher Electric. Casey, did that come in?
No.
Okay. That should be coming in here anytime now. Membrane CIP cleanings were completed, one at the end of April, one in early May. Again, I know that we're in the middle of a very expensive project. The board needs to be aware that that 12 to 18 month time frame that I gave back in February is currently counting down on replacing membrane modules. I am asking the board for a motion to purchase the flow meter. I did ask for that motion last month. That needs to go at the tank so that we can do some leak detection and hopefully identify some of the leaks out there this summer. The dechlor assembly that you guys gave me approval for to purchase from Extra Supply was 1 to 2 weeks out. I called Brian today at Exeter, and they're still waiting on one component of that so they can put it together and ship it to us. He's saying another 7 to 10 days, I believe. And the invoice for that will be $1,661.73. That's for 4 pieces of that assembly plus the decor pucks, plus freight to ship it to us. I did make contact with Ted at PennDOT last week about the 250 ton millions that the board has approved us to get. The person who handles the transactions is an outside contractor. The way that it was explained to me, that person unfortunately passed away unexpectedly, and there's no one to handle those transactions for the time being, so we are at the mercy of waiting for that to get approved at the Harrisburg level. Meter readings for May are completed. We are in the process of verifying some questionable reads. I spoke to LB Water. Nick Arnold was on site 2 weeks ago, as I still try to decipher some of the issues that the residents have been experiencing with water bills. And the one thing that we did come to find was that when the meters are purchased from LB Water, either the previous operator, Don Morrison, or the operator before him would have liked to switch those meters to gallons, scaled to a gallon, and that was told to LB Water. LB Water did not follow that protocol, and so they got sent with the wrong pulse. So we are trying to work through that with them right now. There is a letter in your packet that I attached to the operator's report from Nick Arnold apologizing on their end for the mishap. Is that going to fix all the issues that are out there right now? No. There was a list of bad reads. I think there was 42 bad reads on that latest list. Some of those are accurate. You know, it kicks out a bad read if somebody uses more than 10,000 gallons of water in a single month. Leos, being a business, they use more than 10,000 gallons, so they're on my bad read report every single month. So we're going through them one at a time and slowing ourselves down and looking at each individual property that's on those lists to get to the bottom of this, and I'm hoping to have this resolved, trust me, as quickly as possible.
Mine was only 400 gallons this last month. That's just,
Okay, well, and that's the part, so when the scaling's off, we get calls when people get high bills, right? We never hear from the people who might get a low bill.
Well, I
The scaling might be lower, so that is part of going through and looking at the whole scope of work there.
I mean, I don't know if, because Mike and I are pretty conservative.
Okay.
We do with our, but I don't know, 400 didn't seem right.
So if anyone has issues for those water bills, please call and leave a message. We will look into it. Also, going back to the project, if Michelle, or anyone else here is experiencing pressure issues, dirty water complaints, cloudy water, if there's air in it, please call our office. You guys are our first line of defense when we know that there's an issue out there. If you're seeing it, our guys aren't seeing it in your faucets, in your kitchens, in your bathrooms, so please call and let us know and we'll react accordingly. There were 3 boil water advisories issued since the last meeting. The first was for the property of Michelle Babon to relocate the meter pit. That has since been lifted. The second and third boil water advisories were implemented due to the water line construction project and the 2 mains that were struck affecting residents on Swain Street and Hopkins Street. Those boil water advisories are still in effect and will be lifted when the sample analysis reports are received from Pa.C.S Labs. PRWA will be on site for a second round of leak detection training. They were here a month ago. We did find 1 leak in IRVONA. That has been fixed, and we were hoping to get them back in last week, but with everything going on with the 2 boil water advisories, I pushed that back. That was my call, so I will look to get them back in. And then the last 2 items. Stone will be completed at Michelle Babon's tomorrow morning. Our crews will be on site Tuesday morning at Miss Redball's. Any questions for me?
Yes, I have a question.
They're up to his place, they've been putting that off for 2 years.
You said that the plant made 2,700,000 gallons?
Yeah, it was an average of 92 or 93,000 gallons a day.
What was the actual gallons that was getting billed?
I'm not going to speculate on that answer because with the billing screwed up, that number is not going to be accurate.
Okay, thank you.
I'm hoping to get that number. Jerry asked for that number months ago. Trust me, if I could give you what I thought was even a close number, I would.
Well, I guess you have one issue with the program, but I imagine there's gonna be water loss through the construction work too.
There is. Yeah, there is. But we're gonna be blowing some lines off.
I was gonna ask you about that, Ryan, not to cut off. How about blowing off lines too?
Yeah, so the blow off list, I think, Dan, did you hit 2 last week?
Yeah, I've hit a couple so far.
And there's more work to do there. I'm not gonna say that that's an acceptable amount of work that was completed. We should be doing a lot more than that, but with all the issues last week and Dan being one man and me not being here every day, we need to do better in that aspect, and that starts with me, so I'll take the rap for that.
But you think it's better than 50% as it was months ago?
I don't believe that, Jerry. If I was to speculate, I was gonna say somewhere in the vicinity of 30 to 40, which is still unacceptable in my opinion. The state, I think, allows 15 or 20%. So we have some work ahead of us, there's no doubt.
Thank you.
You work in a lot of different water systems and so forth. What do you find to be the average for the systems you work with for loss that's not billed?
Well,
Just not answer that. I mean,
I'm going to answer that honestly. I have absolutely no idea. The 2 systems I work for outside of IRVONA are Dean Township right down the road. They do flat rate billing.
Okay.
So there's they don't have a full-time employee essentially, right? I'm a contractor.
I was just curious what it
Ivan Borough is the same way. So on that note, they choose to do flat rate billing. They are probably never going to get a fund like this board just did from Penvest, because Penvest won't give grants because water billing is not fair. Because every home in Hyman Borough is being billed $46, I think, per month. Well, how's that fair, Carl, if you have a family of 10, and Miss Morrison has just herself, and you guys are paying the same rate, so.
It's not fair.
BCI has that same program, they have no trouble with it as far as billing and taking care of. So I don't know what the problem is, been too many people messing around with that program.
Donna, what would do you know what their water loss is over?
68% they reported in, not the last meeting, but the meeting before.
They're losing 68%?
No, that's,
It usually runs around that.
They're billing 68% of what they're consuming, what they're making.
don't quote me on it. You can watch the video and it's there, the report. So it's not unique to you, your problem. It's BCIMA has the same problem.
Yeah, Altoona, when I was at Altoona, again, this would be speculation, don't hold me to this number, but I think Altoona's was in the high 20s. It has a very large system producing, many millions of gallons every month, but if you're in the 20s, you're keeping ahead of it, trying to keep ahead of it. Nothing's perfect, but.
That was 68% usage, so it was what, 30 some, 32 loss.
Yeah, that sounds better. It's a lot better.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's all I have.
Do you want a motion for the flow meter now?
Yeah, we can.
Make a motion to purchase a 4-inch flow meter for leak detection not to exceed $3,000.
Jeff Gallaher made a motion to purchase the flow meter. Is there a second? I'll second. Mike seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Okay. We're getting the flow meter. Office reports, motion to pay bills. Need a motion to pay the bills. Anybody got a motion to pay bills? Mike Foster makes a motion to pay the bills. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Tom Dixon seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Account balances. I have some account balances here, if anybody would like to look at it. I can leave them here or whatever.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I don't mean to interrupt.
Hey, you're fine.
Better part of 2 years ago, I requested a load of topsoil for when they come up and did a dig on my property. I don't need dirt, I need topsoil.
Okay.
Well, my neighbor Carl helps me mow, and he'll tell you it's a wash.
Pretty bumpy, yeah.
They put the clay and the rocks up on top. I raked out a lot, but I can't haul the dirt in there. So if you could accommodate, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I think, Jeff, we mentioned.
We already motioned to buy that, so we'll get that on the list, huh?
Yeah, I have no problem with that, but I'm gonna tell you, Bill, like I told Kelly and Michelle, it's, might be a while.
No,
Hang in there.
stop that big project and give me my dirt.
Yeah. Trust me, last week I wish I could've did that.
Just so it's on your mind and I get it. Thank you.
I'll add you to the list.
I'll stop and look at it too, if you don't mind.
No, please. I know I found out real fast that a scoop from his tractor, what's that, 3 cubic yards?
Yeah, I think so.
Doesn't go very far on that.
Discuss QuickBooks. You guys have a chance to look at these?
Just this one.
Some of we have done.
It's the one that's easiest most on it too.
So,
Do you do your own payroll through QuickBooks?
so we need a motion to renew it.
Thank you.
We have a motion to renew QuickBooks. Mike Foster motions to renew it. Is there a second?
Second.
Jeff Gallaher seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. New business.
There's old, that's the,
Oh, old business.
Yeah, aye, that's an amendment. Old business, high raters.
Yeah, we interviewed a couple people. We had an executive session prior to this. We had a couple interviews. Because, like we've been discussing here, there's a lot going on. And so we're gonna make a motion here to hire.
Getting to the next page, I think it's stuck together. I wrote it down.
Getting Dan a helper.
Are we gonna get a financial report?
I got one, I think. Yeah, it's the balances, but I think there's a finance report here.
Here, take it out of committee.
Yeah, go ahead.
Motion to hire Christopher Shomo as a full-time laborer at the rate of $14 an hour pending proper paperwork, physical, and drug test.
Chuck Galvin makes the motion.
I'll second.
Mike Pa.C.S seconds it. All in favor? Aye.
Second motion is to hire Zach Niebauer as a full-time laborer at the rate of $14 an hour pending proper paperwork, physical, and drug test.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Mike makes the motion. Tom Dixon seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Looks like we got 2 workers. Is there any other old business? The storm fittings for the fire company. You guys want to vote on that now, or do you guys want to research on that? Those fittings that the fire company wanted, do you guys want to vote on that, or do you guys want to do some more research on what? That wasn't on your agenda.
Yeah, I don't have any information on that.
So we'll just table that for now.
That's over
the fittings they talked.
Adapters. I think the part of the water authority and Terry will go to get together and see what we can do.
We can do that.
It's gonna, the adapters ain't bad. It's 3 hydrants that we gotta replace. Hydrants run out of this world now.
Yeah.
You know, they're almost triple, if not 4 times.
Well, I can bring it up to the borough. So they were 5,000 borough meeting.
Yeah, when I get out of the hydrant. That's ridiculous what they are.
Any other old business anybody wants to discuss before we move on to new business? So moving on to new business. Water line supplies. Ryan, you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so last week when the contractor hit that line, or one of the lines, they were in need of a 4-inch macro fitting or a 4-inch alpha. We had neither. Thankfully, BCI was nice enough to let us have one of theirs. So one of those needed to be purchased to replace what BCI let us borrow. But on top of that, we need to go through our inventory and see that we have a project going on, that things can happen in a hurry, and we need to be better prepared for them. So I'm not asking for a ton of money there, but the reason that I didn't purchase that 4-inch cap to replace BCIs with was when I called LB Water, the price was $256, and I'm capped at $250 now. So I would like $1,500 or $2,000 available to go and purchase supplies so that I don't have to come to you every month. Or I should only have to come to you to replace or replenish what we use once we have a stock built up. So we shouldn't be in the middle of a $1.2 million project without supplies.
No, I agree. I think we need to get a good grasp.
In the board's defense on that, that was authorized last year, just never got taken care of. They were supposed to buy so much every month or every couple months.
Years ago.
Oh,
We had it last year too. And the stuff is not being replaced, and the shelves up there had a lot of stuff on it never used.
We need to get a good grasp on what we have, I think. And you get us, I have no problem.
I mean, you can't stock everything and
You gotta have some stuff.
work back and forth with other water companies if you have to, or you're gonna have to run to Evansburg if you need
Do a
one.
monthly inventory.
That's what I was.
And that falls on me, Kelly. There's been enough going on right now that I haven't had time to do an inventory, but I will see to
Maybe your
it.
new laborers would come on, you could teach them, because that'll take some of you.
I agree.
And do a monthly inventory, hey, Ryan, we'll have this, when they get the knowledge.
The office bills didn't over BCI.
I think that this should be tracked in the system also, the computer.
Yeah.
So like, if you're gonna use this, like, diamond maps or whatever, like, if you're gonna use this valve here or there, then you need to document it, and then document it in the computer, in your inventory in the computer, so.
Where it went.
You know where it went, where you go.
Right.
That's my opinion, so. Anyhow, so.
I'd have to look back, but I think we've authorized $5,000 or $6,000 in that, and some stuff was sent back.
We don't know that without the
We're
minutes.
supposed to get a credit from LB anyway.
You need this stuff pretty quick, Brian?
I'm sorry?
You need this stuff pretty quick?
I still didn't hear you.
You need this stuff pretty quick.
I want to replace that 4-inch.
So you need a motion for,
I want at least the $256 4-inch cap, one of them,
Well,
to
you
replace
want the-
BCI. But I would like other stuff, but without having an inventory, I can't give you an answer on what I want right now.
And then you asked for these 2,000, so you could take them.
I think that would be a start. You know, for a couple weeks until the next meeting, so.
anybody have a motion for that, or?
BCI and IMA always share.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very grateful for what they did for us in Pinch. And I would return the favor if we ever had anything for them.
Plans? Is it okay to use them for the project?
Well, I guess we have to,
Yeah.
right? So we need to make a motion for how much? $1,000 or whatever.
1,500, get me started.
I'll make a motion for 1,500. Mike Crossing makes a motion that.
I'll make a motion for 2,500 because 1,500 don't get very much.
Okay, so
Fittings and that.
Mike Crossing motions for $2,500 surplus for stocking the inventory. Mike Crossing seconds it.
Yep.
All in favor? Aye.
You don't get one for 1,500.
Well, those Catholics have 256.
Something breaks, you need something to fix it. Now, we have on here also a full-time secretary with all the, right to knows coming in and the project, you know, we think that, not that Casey's not doing her job, don't people take that wrong, that's not what we're saying. There's right to knows coming out the wall and all kinds of other things going on, so I think that we need to either entertain the idea of hiring a full-time or part-time secretary. Is there a motion on that?
Well, they had a part-time, she quit.
I didn't know her.
Why?
Is there? Nope. I'll make it. Mike Crossing makes a motion, go forward with that.
Full-time or part-time?
Either way.
Oh, what's his motion on it?
It's full or part-time.
Even if you get somebody part-time to find out, I mean.
Full or part-time.
Part-time, is what, rate $15 an hour, something like that?
Yep.
I'll second it.
Mike, Tom Dixon seconds it, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries. Reverend Gallagher, you're on the agenda, you're next.
No, we already discussed it.
You good?
Yeah, we're good. You wanted to make a motion to contact the attorney.
Oh, is that?
Oh, yeah, do we need a motion for that, or
I don't know.
just you guys' blessing?
Yeah, my blessing, I don't know.
I think you should have a motion.
We can do it. Sounds like a
It's recorded.
Yeah. Is there a motion that Tom Dixon can contact the solicitor to review the audit with?
Yeah, it's not really an audit when I did it, I can't certify it, it's just.
Motion to contact the attorney with questions found within the audit.
Within the audit, okay. So Jeff Gallagher made a motion to let Tom Dixon contact the attorney within questions of the audit.
For clarification, that's what I would
Clarification of the
say,
audit?
yeah.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mike Crossing seconds it, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Anything else for the close?
Safety meeting Saturday.
Yeah, that training,
Huh?
that training or whatever, the 26th.
Yeah, you let us, that's this Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
You gonna be there to let us in, or who's gonna do that?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Huh? You going?
Yeah, I'll be part of it.
I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be trying to be there.
Yeah, me too.
What time is it?
8.
8.
Yeah, it starts over here.
I guess there is supposed to be considerable amount of firemen scheduled to come.
Yeah. So we just need one more motion. Unless somebody else has
Safety on board.
Anybody else?
Like that, so this guy's supposed to be an expert. I'll try, but I don't know if I can do that.
No, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Tom Dixon makes the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Right, right up about the new pre-music.
All in favor?
Personal use.
Aye. Motion. Adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.